guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with a tutorial. I decided to create this really simple summery look using the Natasha Denona shadow palette in number 4 because you guys seem to be curious about the quality of these shadows and I am blown away. Like, these shadows are amazing, and I used mainly this gold shade and this kind of like rose gold champagne shade in the center of the eye, kind of to create a halo effect with just a matte brown all around it in the sockets. I didn't use black eyeliner on purpose, just to really open up the eyes, and I applied some kind of short wispy lashes just so you can actually see the shadow when you are looking straight. It kind of just reflects a nice bit of gold. I also decided to switch up my blush and lip color. I'm actually using Serenity from Gerard Cosmetics, which is Manny MUA's color, so I'm really excited. This is the first time I'm using it and I love it. It's definitely really ultra matte, but the shade is definitely something different for me. I normally pick more of a nude color, so this is more of like a rosy color on me, so it looks different on everyone. And then I also opted for a peachy blush instead of a rose color, and this is the Too Faced Love Flush blush in I Will Always Love You, and I am so obsessed with this color. It is just so amazing. It actually has like a gold sheen already built in, so you don't have to use a highlighter, but of course I did. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Hi guys, so I'm starting off with the brows like always, and I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in Caramel, and I'm just filling them in lightly. This color is a lot warmer and a lot lighter than the other colors I've been using, so I think it matches my hair a lot better. So just filling in my brows like always, and I do this in every single video, nothing new here. To conceal my brows, I'm using MAC concealer in NC25, and I'm using a MAC flat brush just to define them, and I'm just going to outline them and then blend that out with a fluffy crease brush, and this is just going to help them look a lot cleaner, a lot sharper, and a lot more defined. As an eyeshadow base, I'm using MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm just going to use this to hide any discoloration or veins that I have on my eyelids. This is also going to ensure that our shadow lasts all day and the shadow has a nice sticky base. So I'm using my finger and a brush to just blend that out all over my eyelids. For a transition / crease color, I'm using Bobbi Brown Toast. It's a nice warm matte brown shade, and I'm going to hug the socket of my eye. So you want to find your crease, and then you're going to basically place the shadow there and then bring it towards your nose, towards the bridge of your nose. So normally we take our crease brush colors and we apply it just on the crease, but this time I'm actually bringing it pretty close towards the inner portion of my eye to start the halo effect. And this is going to also ensure that we know where to place the middle color. It's a lot easier this way than starting off with the glittery shade in the center. And I really love this color. It's nice and warm and light, so it really just lays the other colors down perfectly. Now I'm going in with the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette number 4, and I'm using the shade Cool Bronze, and I'm using a flat shader brush to just apply that in the center of my eye, not taking it too high or too to the sides. You just want to focus this right in the center, and then I'm going to apply another color on top to give it more of that pop. So now I'm using the same palette, and this is the shade Moonstone. I am so obsessed with this color. It's a beautiful, almost like rose gold champagne-y shade. And I'm using the same brush to apply that right on top of the cool bronze. So I'm also bringing this towards my crease, pretty high up there. And then I'm using MAC Uninterrupted Shadow. This is actually being discontinued, so you want to grab yourself one. You can use this to contour your face or your eyes, which I love. It's a really unique shade. It's almost like a orangey yellow brown. And I'm doing the same thing that we did with the toast. So I'm hugging the socket of my eye, and then I'm also placing this color in the inner portion of my eye. And you can do this really dark or really light. It's really up to your comfort. And then I'm using a clean Sephora Pro crease brush to just blend everything out. Now you don't want to blend the gold shade too much because it's going to take away from that pop of shimmer in the center. You want to make sure you're just blending the browns and the crease colors and everything around it, but not too close to the glitter. Then I'm using the Viseart palette, the matte palette, and I'm taking this matte brown and I'm applying this again to the crease and then also to the inner portion of my eye. And this is going to give your eye a different effect. If you're not used to it at first, it's going to feel weird with a dark color in the inner portion of the eye. But I'm using a very precise brush, Morphe brush, to do this because you don't want to get too messy with this color or else it just gets all over the place. You want to just focus this in the outer edge and then in the inner edge, and then again blend, 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 but being careful not to blend too much into the center because you're just going to remove any pop of color that you have. Now you can substitute that gold shimmer in the center for any other shimmery color or even a matte shade, but I feel like it looks really good with a shimmer. And then you can just use any other type of color in the crease and in the inner portion of the eye. You guys know I love browns and neutrals, so this is what I feel comfortable with for like an everyday look. Then again, I'm using the Moonstone color right on the lash line in the center and bringing it upwards to create again more of a halo and to really make the color pop. You can use Fix Plus or any like setting spray or mixing medium to make the shadow even pop even more. Then I'm using Embryolisse as my primer slash moisturizer, and I usually use this on my clients, but felt like using it on myself today, and I love this stuff. I got it at IMAX. Now I'm using the Morphe E6 brush with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Warm Beige. I'm still testing this foundation out. I mean, I absolutely love it, but I'm just testing what colors I should say match me, because I've used caramel and that also matched me, but I'm also getting tan, losing my tan, exfoliating, so my shade range has been all over the place lately. So I'm kind of collecting my thoughts a little more before I bring you guys a tutorial. Tutorial and a demo and a review. But I can tell you right now, I love this foundation. I'm not oily, so I'm not sure how this would work for an oily skin girl, but there are tons of reviews from oily skin girls who have tried this foundation. I'm dry and it is a dream. Like, it is so dewy on me and moisturizing. So if you are oily, I would probably suggest setting it really well with a powder and using a mattifying primer because, like I said, it's very dewy. Then I'm using a mascara on my lashes because we're going to be using falsies and I'm not using any liner, any black liner. So when doing this, you want to make sure you apply a really good coat of mascara so that the falsies blend with your natural ones. And then you also want to tight line. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm using a NYX pencil to tight line up on my lash line to minimize any spaces or gaps you have on your upper lash line when you apply the false lashes. Because if you don't, you will see any space that's there. Then I'm using Lina Lashes. I'm not sure of the style name because my box actually doesn't say it. But I'm using some tweezers to apply it with the House of Lashes clear glue. And I'm just sticking it as close as possible to my natural lash line as possible because, again, we're not using any liner. So when you look down, if you don't apply it really close to your lash line, it's going to be very obvious. So I like to just kind of press my lashes with my real ones to kind of stick them together. And there goes the lashes. Aren't they so pretty? Then I'm using this Onomie, I think that's how you say it, Onomie concealer, and I'll leave my shade down below. I think I'm mispronouncing it, Montagu, and I'm using a damp beauty blender. I am so obsessed with this concealer. It is so creamy, so brightening, and just amazing. It is so perfect. I love it, love it. It Kind of does crease if you don't set it, but I feel like every concealer creases if you don't set it, so that's kind of just, I don't know. I feel like that doesn't really take away from a concealer, like in my opinion, if it creases, because every single concealer I've ever tried in my life creases on me eventually. So the shade is just perfect, the consistency is perfect, the coverage is perfect. It reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay Naked Skin, but with a little more coverage. So I feel like it's the MAC Pro Longwear and Urban Decay Naked Skin combined, if that makes any sense. And when you set your concealer with powder, you want to make sure you really go in there with the Beauty Blender to make sure there's no creases, because if you set the creases, they will be there all day. So I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm going to use a lot of this because I am baking. So basically you just apply a large, generous amount of powder underneath your eye. You can use a brush, you can use a sponge, you can use pretty much anything. One of those like cosmetic wedges, and you're just gonna let the powder sit and stay there for a little bit. Then I'm using the Lorac contour kit. I'm like out of breath because I tried filming this voiceover like 5 times. So sorry if I sound tired, I feel like I'm losing my voice, but I'm using the Sephora Pro Contour number 74 brush, and I'm using the lightest shade in the contour kit. This is the first time I'm trying the kit. I didn't know how pigmented it was, so by mistake over here, as you can see, I'm kind of like trying to bronze up my face with it, which I don't know if I would suggest, but I made it work. And sorry if you hear my mom's Minions in the back. She's collecting the Minions, like the little collectibles from McDonald's, and she's like going crazy. She's looking for a Minion. I don't know if you guys collect them or if you have like kids or something, but she's looking for like this tall one and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, back to the contour. Yeah, just contouring the sides of my face, because even though I don't have a large forehead, I just always contour my forehead. Then I'm using MAC Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm just warming up my face. I missed using this bronzer a lot, so I feel like you're going to be seeing it a lot more because it's life. It's literally warmth in a pan. Then it was looking a little cray-cray, so I'm just blending everything out with the Marc Jacobs bronzer brush. And then I'm jumping into blush. I'm using the Too Faced I Will Always Love You blush. I love that name. And it is super pigmented as well. And I'm using the Nars Yachiyo brush. And this blush is a nice peachy color. It also has a built-in golden sheen, which the camera is not picking up, but it is so pretty in person. And these blushes are super pigmented. I honestly wasn't expecting them to be, I guess because the packaging, I don't know, it's just so cute that, I don't know, I wasn't expecting like a really pigmented blush, but they are. Then I'm trying to contour my nose, and I say trying because I will admit I'm still trying to get this whole nose contour thing going. I never used to contour my nose before YouTube, so it's still a learning curve / process. If you guys have any tips or brushes that you like must have, like I've seen so many videos on contouring the nose, like Carly's is perfect, but I feel like my nose just has like an awkward bump that when I contour it, it like makes it more obvious. Am I the only one that feels like that? Or do you guys feel me on that one? But I feel like this trick helps a little. I use like a lighter powder right up to the contour to kind of like make it wham bam in your face, like a little more defined. So I use the light yellow shade in the Lorac kit. And I'm using a Real Technique setting brush. Then I'm hitting the bottom lashes with some mascara, and I'm using the MAC Gigablack Black Lash Mascara. I love this stuff. It is, at first, like it didn't work for me, but now I'm just obsessed with it. I feel like you need to let it kind of get dried out in the tube a little more, because my lashes, my bottom lashes, have never looked this long. They literally match my top fake lashes. It's awesome. Then I'm using the Gerard Cosmetics Serenity liquid lipstick, which is Manny MUA's color. On me, it's a bit more of a corally pink shade. On other people, it's more of a nude, like peach. But on me, it's very pink and very coral. So if you like that kind of color, definitely get it. It dries to an ultra matte finish. So again, if you don't exfoliate, you're gonna see like peely lips, which isn't cute. But I loved it. Like I wore it, it was very comfortable, it stayed on. And again, if you want to buy one, I have a coupon code, which is Rosita, for 25% off any Gerard Cosmetics liquid lipsticks or lip glosses or anything on their site. So definitely a good deal with the 25% off. I'm dying to try the nude color because I have that one too. I forgot the name of it, but there's like 3 of them and I'm obsessed. with this one. So like I want to see what the nude looks like. Then I'm using a matte brown in the outer and inner portion of my lower lash line. So basically what we're doing is we're mimicking what we have on top. So I'm using that same gold shade right underneath in the center only. Give it like a pop, just like on top. And then I'm going to use that moonstone color right over it to give me like a mirror effect on my lower lash line. Then I'm using a matte brown shade. This one is from NYX. And I'm just using this on my lower lash line to kind of just make everything a little more even. And then I'm making my eyes look bigger by using a white shade in the inner portion of my eye and then on my brow bone. This is really gonna lift the brows, and I'm using the Viseart palette, the white matte shade in that palette. Love it. For a highlight, I'm using the Laura Mercier Shimmer Block in Peach Mosaic. I love this highlight. It's new to me. I'm just so obsessed. If you do have like larger pores or any imperfections, you want to kind of stay away from this too close to the cheek and bring it really high to the cheekbone, because it will accentuate anything, because it is very shimmery. And I'm using my all-time favorite fan brush. I know I always say I have a favorite, but I just discovered this one and holy moly, it's amazing. I will talk about it in my favorites, so you will see that there for the name. Then I'm using a Tarte Brow Gel, and this one's tinted, a nice brown tint to really fill in any sparse areas and make sure my brows don't budge all day, every day. Then I'm using the Tatcha Dewy Skin Spray to give me a nice glow. This stuff is dewy in a bottle, and that is the entire look. So I'm just going to let my hair down and then give you face. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Mwah.